Was good, y'all? Rich Sosa in the building, and today, man, I'm back with another banger, man. So today, look, I just want to say first things first. Thank God for giving me this opportunity to be able to bring this to y'all. But today, I'm gonna be bringing y'all a very special new meta build, y'all. That's also gonna be rare. It's actually gonna be called the mid-range Maestro, y'all. Now, I'm telling you, with this build, definitely going to be different from what we have seen in the past. We actually added some height to it. The badge count is definitely going to be nice, and I went into different positions in order to make sure that I am bringing y'all the absolute best version of this build. So again, I just want to say thank y'all to everybody who decided to come through for the very first time. I appreciate y'all, but man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now, I have to be real with y'all. I know that yesterday I actually dropped this exact video, but there was a couple of errors within it that I have to fix. I'm not going to go ahead and leave it out like that. So here it is today, man. I appreciate y'all. For those of y'all who already seen and decided to come back still, but this version is going to be much cleaner than what I uploaded yesterday. So when it comes down to it, the first thing we want to go ahead and do is put this build under the shooting guard position, y'all. Now, I'm telling you, you can make it out of the small forward, even the power forward and point guard. I'm not too sure about the center, but the shooting guard is going to be the absolute best version to make it out of. Now, when it comes down to the pie chart, really, there's only going to be one that I would prefer to make it out of. I'm sure that you can make it out of multiple different ones, but if you want to go ahead and get the best badge count as well as the stats, you're going to want to go ahead and pick the one that's going to be split right down the middle with the shooting as well as the finishing. Now, when it comes down to the physical profile, this is all going to be based on your personal preference. For me, I love adding vertical to the builds that I'm going to be using, but again, I understand if you want to pick the very first one for the max possible speed, it's really going to come down to what y'all want to do. But this one right here, the fourth one, 80 speed, 79 acceleration, and the 83 vertical is going to be the best one in my opinion. Now, with this build, you have to go ahead and add somewhat of a vertical to it, especially if you want to get the max potential out of it. When it comes down to the finishing, as you can see, we're still going to be able to get a good amount of badges. So that is why I say when it comes down to the vertical, going to be very important when it comes down to these builds that can get to the rim and finish at ease. Now, as you can see, when it comes down to the finishing side of things, the first three categories are going to be maxed out, and then go ahead and put that standing dunk to a 44 for 13 finishing badges. Then, when it comes down to the shooting, go ahead and put the mid-range shot maxed out. Same thing with the three-pointer. Free throw is going to be a 61, and the post fade is going to be an 87 for 18 shooting badges. Now, when it comes down to the playmaking side of things, max out that pass accuracy as well as your ball handle. Then from here, we're going to go ahead and put that post control somewhere around to where you get 13 or 14 playmaking badges. It's going to come down to your personal preference. For me, I'm going to go with a 46, and that is going to be all right by me. Now, when it comes down to the defense, go ahead and max out your perimeter, lateral quickness, steal of course, and then also the defensive rebound. From there, you can go ahead and max out your offensive to a 46 for 7 badges. Not really going to matter what you do with the rest of this, but again, if you want to, you can actually go ahead and get an extra shooting badge by taking off some of your post control to a 37, putting the rest into the free throw, or you could go ahead and try it out for the finishing, but then you're going to have to make a couple more of extra adjustments to get another badge. It's really going to come down to what you want to do and risk with this build. Like I tell y'all, go ahead and make it based off of what you feel like, because if you see something that I don't, I'm pretty sure I would rather go with something that I feel more comfortable with rather than what somebody else is going to be telling me. That's just how I feel about it. But again, this badge count is not bad at all. Still going to be able to get a solid amount of finishing badges with 12. Then from there, we get 19 shooting, 13 playmaking, and the 7 defensive. This build is honestly much better than we have seen in the past years. The badge count, the heights, weights, and wingspan, everything that goes about it is definitely going to be an upgrade. Now, when it comes down to the body shape, if you want me to be real with y'all, Burley is going to be the one that's going to take up the most space, but you can also go with one that you're going to like more. Also, Define and Build are going to be two very nice ones as well. Then, when it comes down to the height, you want to go ahead and put this build at 6'5". From here, the weight, go ahead and drop it down to the lowest. Raise it up to where it is not affecting your physicals or your main stats on the left. And I feel like 184 is going to be the sweet spot for this build. Now, when it comes down to the wingspan, be very careful with this, y'all. So pretty much, yes, you can go ahead and max it out and get contact dunks, but the build name is going to change. However, if y'all go ahead and go with somewhere in between 79 as well as 81.5, that is definitely going to be a route that I would take. Anything in between is definitely going to be okay. You will still get the build name, and as y'all can see, we get the slashing takeover, sharpshooting, shot creating, and of course the playmaking, y'all. All of these are going to be some really good options to pick from. It's really going to come down to your play style, but for mine, if you want to get contact dunks, go ahead and pick that slashing takeover. If you want to be able to shoot anytime, anywhere on the floor, shot creating is going to be the one for you. But if you want to go from limitless, sharpshooting is going to be it. And as y'all can see, the mid-range Maestro, y'all, I'm telling you, this build is a rare build that is definitely going to be able to be usable in any game mode, especially when it's in the right hands, y'all. Definitely going to be reminding me of a LAMELO ball build, especially with the fact that we get a lot of offense added to this build. Now remember, y'all got to go ahead and consider what this build is going to be looking like at 99, as well as what it's going to be looking like with boost. We're going to be getting a +8 to our speed, so that's going to be 90. We're going to have an 89 acceleration. Then the vertical is going to be in the 90s as well. From there, close shot, definitely going to be able to hit the mid to high 90s. Same exact thing goes for that layup. And then when it comes to the driving dunk, this is definitely going to be at least an 85 when it's all said and done with boost added. Mid-range shot, going to be able to hit the 90s. Same thing for that three-pointer. Free throw, definitely going to be able to hit the 80s, and the post fade is going to be somewhere around a 95, y'all. As for the ball handle, at 97 overall, pro dribble moves are unlocked. When it comes down to the pass accuracy, these are going to be about the same, but when it comes down to the defensive side, if you go ahead and add boost, most of these stats are going to be in the mid to high 80s, y'all. It's really just going to come down to how you go about it when it comes to this setup, but I'm telling you, this is definitely going to be a route that you want to consider because the badge count is definitely going to go hand in hand with the stats, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into the defensive side. First, I'm going to go with Intimidator on gold, as well as possibly Rebound Chaser or Rim Protector, y'all. Really going to come down to which badge you like more, but for me, I like Gold Intimidator as well as Silver Clamps as well as Rim Protector. Now, if you want to, drop down that Intimidator to Silver so you could put on Chase Down Artist or even Rebound Chaser, or then you could also go ahead and upgrade Clamps or Rim Protector on gold as well. Both of these are going to be some really nice badge counts, especially if you double up on a gold one. Really just going to be down with what you want to do, but this is going to be a nice setup when it comes down to it. Spreading the wealth is always going to be something that I would consider for any type of build, and more so these rare ones. Now, I really don't have to talk too much about the playmaking side of the badges, but if y'all want some advice, definitely go ahead and roll with gold handles for days as well as quick first step. These last 7 really going to go based off of your own preference. If you want to spread the wealth, that is another route that I would consider, but quick chain on bronze is definitely going to be a good one. Also add hyperdrive, and then from there go ahead and put on triple threat juke, y'all. Now, you can definitely change this setup if you want to. I would really consider bailout on bronze and then silver unpluckable. But if you want to take it off, you could go ahead and put on quick chain on gold. And this right here is actually another really solid setup that we can go with. Now, let's go ahead and get into the finishing 13 badges that we're going to be able to work with. So in my opinion, I really feel like that we got to go with the most important ones first. Posterizer on Hall of Fame, y'all. I love that badge. Definitely going to be worthy while you have it. Then from here, you want to go ahead and put on Limitless Takeoff just to go with the name, y'all. The finishing is definitely going to be one of the strong suits of this build. As you can see, we get the Hall of Fame badges, so it makes a lot of sense. I would go ahead and add Lob City Finisher just to get those contact dunk animations when it comes down to the alley-oop. But if not, go ahead and put on Slithery Finisher on Hall of Fame, or even Fearless Finisher, y'all. Both of these are going to be some really good options to go with. It's really going to come down to what you want to put on more. But again, neither of these setups are going to be wrong, y'all. So just be patient when it comes down to it. You can always change these later down the road. But let's go ahead and get into the last badge count, which is going to be the shooting. 19 badges to work with. So again, Hot Zone Hunter for this badge setup is going to be the most important one to go with. If you want to, go ahead and put on Deadeye. I would go with silver, and then from here, bronze, green machine, y'all. We could go ahead and put on a total of 3 perfect Hall of Fame badges when it comes down to it. I would go somewhat with lucky number 7, or definitely go ahead and put on blinders, y'all. Now, when it comes down to the shooting, normally I do like to spread the wealth, but if you're going to be more of a spot up, go ahead and put on catch and shoot both on Hall of Fame as well as corner specialist. If not, go ahead and put these on either bronze or silver, and then another one you could put on is going to be volume shooter. The very last one, I would really consider lucky number 7, mismatch expert, or limitless spot up, y'all. All of these are going to be some really good badges to come with. It really just comes down to how your playstyle is, and this is something of the final setup that I would go with: 13, 19, 13, and 7. Thank God again for just giving me this opportunity, and thank y'all to those of you who made it to the end. I really appreciate y'all. I got another video dropping for y'all, and I really just want y'all to know that none of this would be possible without you. So again, whoever is a part of the Rich Gang family, man, go ahead and comment down RGF below just so I know. But man, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Now, let's go ahead and get 50 likes on this banger. Y'all have actually been showing out, so let's go ahead and do that. I know that's a small goal that we can hit. Share this video with your family and friends, and do not forget to turn on post notifications, y'all. But man, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. Rich out.